Hello and welcome to Karibuni Jikoni. My name is Chef Carol, and on my cooking class today, I am doing some stuffed chicken. So I have some nice chicken breast. So what I do is I buy a whole chicken, I take out the breast, and then the rest of the meat I use for other things, the rest of the parts. And I leave one part where I prepare my stuffing from. So what I do is when I want to stuff my chicken, I always have this. And this is where I will be, what's that called? Beating my chicken breast so that it can be flat. So I don't want to do it here. And so I'll just put in, I like using the breast with the skin. So the first one, I'll just place it here. Like that. And then just very carefully making sure that you don't damage your breast. So don't use a lot of force. It's supposed to be flat. So that looks good. So that's okay now. So you can see it's nice and flat. So I'll take that out and put in the next one. And the good thing about using this nylon paper is that your chopping board or whatever you're using remains clean. So that looks good. So I will be using so now I have 2 of them. We'll be making these 2. After that, you just put that in your dustbin because you cannot use it after 2 days. And what I will now do is prepare my meat for the stuffing. For that one, so there I have to take out the skin. If you have a blender, you can do your stuffing in the blender because you get a nice fast, that's what it's called. But I'll show you without using the blender so that for those who don't have a blender at home, you can use this method too. So just slice very, very, very thin and small pieces. We want to stuff our chicken with chicken breast. So that's why it's always good when you're taking out the breast, check out that you take all the small meats from your from the bones, because these ones you can use like this. And those are nice small pieces. So I won't be needing my other breast, so I take it back to the fridge. And I can now mix my stuffing. So the method I am using to prepare this chicken is called sous-vide. Sous-vide is cooking your meat or whatever else you're cooking in folie or cling film and in water. You can have a sous-vide cooker. It's a machine you can buy to use for your chicken and beef or whatever, but it's not really necessary. The advantage of using that machine is that it shows you the temperature, but if you can regulate your heat, everything will just be fine. And that's why I want to show you using a pot with water and not with a machine, because not everybody has such a machine. So I'll put in some salt, some cayenne pepper, and I will be serving my chicken with asparagus. So it's asparagus time here in Germany, and I think almost everywhere. So I try to use things that are on season because we get them from our farmers. You don't have to drive very far, or they don't have long transport ways. And asparagus goes very well with sauce hollandaise. So I'll be serving it with sauce hollandaise, which I have spiced with some basil pesto. So what I'll do is, to complement that, I will put in some basil leaves in my chicken. And the leaves are now good. That also makes a nice color. In the stuffing. So, and then I have sliced very, very small, diced my onions very fine. And I also have some carrots, also very fine. So I'll do a small bit of garlic. So, and what is important here, when you're making asparagus, asparagus has a nice taste on its own. So don't overload your meat with spices. Just do a little bit to complement, to enhance the taste of the meat, but not to overshadow it. So, and now I have my stuffing. This is how it looks like. And to make the stuffing hold together, I will put in an egg. So eggs help stuffing to hold together. One egg is too much for my filling. So I just do a bit of it like that. And I mix it. So then what I'll do now is also put some spice on the inner side of my chicken. That means I'll put in some salt. You can put in chili if you want, but I prefer some cayenne pepper for this. Like I said, it's good not to have very intense spices when you're doing asparagus. And I'll place my stuffing in the middle. So I don't need any more. And always be careful when you're dealing with chicken. It's supposed to be cooled immediately. What you don't need, take it back to the fridge immediately. And now I will fold carefully. Make sure that your stuffing is not getting out. So here we are. And this I don't need anymore. And the knife I put to the side. And now I have to, it's time to put in my cling film and my folie. I'll fold them into the aluminum foil and cling film. So let's have a good enough to fold it in well. And carefully take your pieces, and here you can press while folding it in. Just press to hold it together. Don't press so much that the filling comes out on the sides. And then you press in from the sides, you press in, and then you turn like that. So your meat is safe inside, your chicken. I do the same for the other one. In the meantime, my water is already warm. It's not supposed to cook. Just about 65 to 70 degrees. If you have a thermometer, please check on that. Because when you cook your chicken, it will shrink and it won't be soft. And the advantage of doing sous vide cooking is that you don't have a lot of loss of your meat or whatever you're doing, and all the taste remains inside. So that's the cling film. After this, I take my aluminum foil. I want to make sure that no water is getting in here. This is very, very important. So, and then I do the same. So now I'm sure my meat is safe. Fold in well and place into the water. So my water is already hot, but not cooking. You just place it in and replace the lid. So that will be cooking for about 20-25 minutes. It should be good for chicken. If you're doing fish, you do a little less, maybe 15 minutes. If you're doing beef, it has to be a bit more. So in about 25 minutes, the chicken will be ready. In the meantime, I'll show you how to prepare asparagus. I also have water here for asparagus that I put in a little bit salt and a little bit of sugar. So I have to take my chopping board away, clean it. I won't be using the same one, so I have others here. Now we take the green one. And I have my asparagus. So I have green and white. Normally here in Germany, the white asparagus is more popular than the green one. It's on season between mid-April and end of June. So to be exact, on the 25th of June is the last asparagus day. And it's eaten a lot with meat and with ham and sauce hollandaise. So I'll also be doing some hollandaise, serving with hollandaise, and I'm spicing my hollandaise with basil. So I'll show you how you prepare asparagus. You peel it, but not the head. This is called the head. You peel it just until this part here, because this part is soft and the skin here is not very tough. So you have to make sure that you have peeled well. And it's very important to have fresh asparagus, because if it's not very fresh, you'll have it, it will be woody and it's not very delicious or even easy to eat. So what I do with my asparagus is I cook for a short time. And I cook my white one first. Have to check that my chicken is not boiling. So, and control the ends because some are very woody. So you have to be careful, very careful when peeling them. So for my serving, those ones are enough. And my water is already boiling. So I'll put in the white ones first. Put in some salt. This is sugar. So about 1 tablespoon of sugar, and some salt. What I also do is I put in the peels because that gives it also a nice taste. And you have to have a wide enough pot so that the asparagus can lie in your pot and not bend, because they break. They are very delicate. They break very easily. So just put them in and cover your pot. Now I have the green one. So the green asparagus, you don't have to peel all of it till the top. You just do the lower part. So the color is also nice when it remains here. It's very decorative. That's why I like combining the two. Mostly when you get served asparagus here in Germany, you only get the white one. The green is not very popular. And I also like the green one for salads. So when I buy young ones that are not that are harvested earlier, I don't even have to cook them. I can So, and I'm not combining green and white while cooking because the green one will turn the water green. And I want my white to remain white and the green to remain green. So that's why I boil them separately. So they are rich in vitamin C. The green ones. It's a very healthy vegetable. I'll do one more. And when you're cooking vegetables, especially when you boil them, and you want the color to remain nice and green, you normally, when you take them out of the water, also to stop the cooking process, you use some water with ice cubes. And when you dip them in, the cooking process stops. So you'll have them nice and, they're not so cooked that they're too soft. So this has to cook for a few minutes, about 7 to 8 minutes. And then I'll do my green ones. And after that, my chicken will be taking about 15 minutes. We still need about 15 minutes with the chicken. And then we can continue and I can serve my chicken in a while. So my chicken has been cooking for about 25 minutes. Not cooking, it was in hot water. Don't forget that. Don't let it cook. So, and during this time, I was also finishing up with my asparagus. You see, my green asparagus has maintained its color. So what I did is I cooked the white one for about 7 minutes, took it out of the hot water into water with ice cubes. And then in the same water, I cooked the green one. The green ones, I just boil them for about 3 minutes. They don't need a lot of time to boil. And after that, of course, into water with ice. And I'll be slicing them. And I want to fry them a bit in some butter to give them a nice taste. And for my chicken, I also have to or want to brown the skin so that it can look nice and crispy. So I'll also put in some butter and some oil. So what I do with my asparagus is I slice them not straight, just to a slight bent slice so that you can have them looking nice on the plate. You know, these are just simple tricks that will make your dish look nice. You don't have much. You don't do much, I mean. So, and you don't really have to add anything because you already put in salt and sugar in your water. And asparagus don't need much. They have their own nice taste. So I'll put that in butter. Just let them warm slowly. In the beginning, don't put on so much heat because you remember they were in cold water, so they have to be warm. And what I'll do now is take out my chicken. So here we are. And you can see that there's no water inside. Same here. Be careful, it's hot. I'm used to touching hot things, so for me it's not such a big problem, but if you're not used to that, just be careful. And then you just cut the top part. So there you are. It's in one piece, looking good, looking very good. Start my asparagus. The same one. So, and then you remember I did not put any salt or pepper on the lower side. I just put it inside. So it's now time to put in some salt. And I'll also do some, I love some cayenne pepper. I think I put cayenne pepper everywhere. And it also helps me to get some nice color. So if you want, you can also use some paprika. So now it's time to put on some more heat for my asparagus. I think it's hot now. And I don't need the water anymore. So, and I'll also put in some black pepper. So, oh, the smell of butter. So here we are. Your pan should be a bit hot so that you get a nice brown color. Let your pan be hot. That's why I put butter and oil, because when you put a butter only, your butter will be very dark. Normally you can use oil only, but I like that taste of butter. So in the meantime, my sauce is also looking good. That's my hollandaise sauce. I had prepared some basil pesto and I mixed it. So I will be showing you in another video ways of doing some basic sauces which you can put in different things. So that's looking good. And my asparagus too. So I think it's time to prepare my table to serve. And I will clean the table, my surface. A nice plate. So now it's time to put in my asparagus. Just use this. I find it easier to use my so here we are. Just spread it nicely. And then, oh yeah, the chicken breast is looking good. So I'll need this one to cut it in. And what I do is I also cut it not straight, diagonal. So Yeah, and then I will slice the down part, a small piece, so that my chicken can stand like that. And the other one, I'll put it beside. And then, so now I can switch off. So these are very good dish to eat, like, you know, when you don't want to have some starches or some starch, and it's complete just the way it is, just to add in some color. Has some nice cherry tomatoes. Just simple ways of making your dish look nice. Just add in some radishes and also have some colorful leaves, you know, just small leaves to make your dish look appetizing. Spread them. So that should be it. Now I don't need and then I will take, always make sure your plate is clean. So I wanted one of the asparagus to be nice and brown. So there it is. And then now it's time to take my hollandaise with basil, and I will just put a small and pull a bit of it. And now you can just, you know, just small drops that are decorative on your plate. And if your guests need some more sauce, you can serve separately. So we can also do a small green leaf in the middle. Just place it somewhere in the middle. And that's my stuffed chicken with green and white asparagus. I wish you a lot of fun while trying out my recipes. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Chef Carol's Show. And next time I will be showing you how to make some sauces. We can do sauce hollandaise, I'll do mayonnaise. These are the basic sauces which you can prepare in different ways and which will enhance your dishes. So, see you next time on my cooking class. My name is Chef Carol. Bye-bye and stay safe.